One of my clients, shout out to Sue, has just hit a record month in January in this time of this recording, where she brought in an extra $6,000 of revenue by selling coaching. And so it's not her only source of income. We're just going to focus specifically on how I help people make an additional revenue stream with coaching. Now, you might be a teacher, a coach, or a speaker, and you're looking to make some extra impact and income in the space. If that's you, you're going to love this video. Now, if you're looking to scale beyond that and you want to make six figures a year with coaching, I certainly can support you there. You'll also find value in this video, and you can also snoop around my YouTube channel because I've got some awesome stuff when it comes to helping you scale to six figures. Now, once again, let's kind of bring you back for a moment because everyone's like, the six-figure revenues and they all have a place, don't get me wrong. But wouldn't it just really help if you could just make that extra $1,000 this month, make that extra $5,000 this month? Sometimes we try to just shoot too far into the future and we have no leads. I see it a lot. I see it all the time in my world with people who come from other worlds and want to work with me. They want the six-figure revenue, but they've got no foundation whatsoever. So let's take you back for a second if that's you. What if we just focus on that extra $1,000 this month? What will that do for your lifestyle? Can you contribute to some extra bills? Can you pay for things for the kids? Maybe you want to save some cash to, I don't know, pay down some debt, maybe some student debt if you went to university like myself. Thankfully, coaching has allowed me to clear all of my debts. And it's one of the biggest things my coaching business brought because student loans, goodness me, if you can avoid them, I certainly will, encourage you to avoid them. Anyway, side note, let's come back here for a moment on helping you make an additional revenue stream with coaching, which means you don't have to exit your job if you're not ready just yet. A lot of my clients are still school teachers. They love their role despite some restrictions, but they're looking to make an additional revenue stream with the potential option that if they want to exit, they're financially in a very good position to actually follow through on that decision. So, how did Sue do this? Make an extra $6,000 literally last month of this new year in 2026 when she has no business experience in the coaching space. She has no website. She uses no fancy marketing or tech, and she doesn't run paid ads. She's not really great at tech. We laugh about it all the time. So thank you, Sue, for allowing me to share your story. With none of that, none of these fancy courses, even though Sue invested a lot on the front end, now it's time to monetize. So if you're someone looking for certification and courses, don't get me wrong, that has a place. But I want you to think about how can you monetize while you're studying? We have a certification level inside Teen Coach Academy. That has a place. But that doesn't mean you wait until you get certified for you to go and make money. I'm not talking to someone that just woke up one day and wants to work with children. You are an existing professional in our space that wants to extend your impact and income with teen coaching. Alrighty. So Sue came to me. She ticked all the boxes. She studied all the certification levels. She studied from big names in the coaching space, but she still was getting no clients, no impact, no income. Let me take you through her entire journey with me to date because this did not happen right away. This has been about 6 months in the making, literally building everything from scratch. So if you were coming here to make $6,000 immediately in this video, hate to break it to you, but it's not impossible. It's just an unrealistic expectation if you've got nothing in place. If you're someone that already has a platform, you're already generating leads, you're already coaching people, well, then that certainly can be more realistic over the next 30 days or less. So season and sequence matters. In Sue's situation, she was very much brand new. So what we had to do, we had to first and foremost audit her profile. Alrighty. A lot of my clients are on social media. Some of them are non-existent in the beginning, and we build things from scratch. So we had to audit Sue's Facebook profile. All right. Whether you're on Facebook or Instagram doesn't really matter. I have clients that have over 10,000 followers on Instagram, and we certainly still help them at that point to monetize. But in Sue's case, we had day one energy. We really wanted to revamp her Facebook profile to the sense where that would allow us to bring in a new audience, alrighty? An audience of parents and adults for potential buyers. So once we audit the profile and you grow your audience, we then put out an offer. All right. And so I always say, honor your pro bono lane. This is not just free coaching. It's an offer to position you in sales for a potential re-sign. I have videos on this in my channel. Go around and snoop around. You'll see I literally teach it from scratch. And then what we do here, when done correctly, we re-sign them to paid. And that is where you start to monetize your platform. No website, no fancy marketing, no fancy tech, no paid ads. Social media profile, grow your audience, make an offer to pro bono, and then re-sign to paid. That is how Sue made $6,000 a record month. Okay, some were in paid in fulls, others were in payment plans. Now, here you might be thinking, well, okay, I've got a profile, but how do I grow the leads? Well, this is where it comes from, your content. Putting raised hand campaigns, actually telling people you have free coaching, being seen online. Now, you might be thinking like, Lanita, but I don't know what to say. Think about where you are in your industry right now. Don't try to be something that you're not. When I first started online, I did not market myself as a coach. I was a teacher. So I spoke like a teacher. I was sharing and documenting my world as a teacher. So if you want help with content in this section, so you can just sound more like yourself and not pretend to be someone that you're not, I actually have a content playbook. It's called the Classroom to Coach playbook. I break down my whole entire content system in there. You can find the link to that down below. It's literally, it's all broken down for you. If you want it, grab it. If not, that's okay. My YouTube channel is still cool for you too. And so the point here is don't pretend to be something that you're not. I was a school teacher. I spoke like a teacher. I acted like a teacher. I was sharing my experiences as a teacher, and I was building trust with parents through my Facebook profile. That profile alone has generated over $1 million in sales with coaching since I started that playbook. So go in and grab it. Now, remember, if that could just make you an extra $1,000 per month, would that be worth it to you? In my opinion, hell yes, because you don't need a website. You don't need to pay for a website. Don't do any of that fancy stuff that a lot of us do. And even if you're on 6 figures a year, I still say you don't need a website. Alrighty. But people sell this narrative to us as if we need all these systems and tools, and you don't, especially at the organic level. So coming back here, implement the content playbook and start building your profile. Optimizing your bios, your photos, etc. And then you go in and you start adding people. All right. Not even like, let's even take a step back for a moment. Friends of friends, mutual suggestions, right? This is your personal Facebook profile. This is not a business page. Now you might be thinking, but Lanita, I don't want to use my Facebook profile. Create a new one if you like. Oh, but I don't want to be seen online. I get that, guys, but we're in the coaching space. I'm a very private person, even though I'm a public figure. So I'm not saying go and share your whole entire life on Facebook. I'm not saying you have to post your own kids and your husband and your friends. You don't have to do any of that. I protect my loved ones that if they don't want to be on Facebook, I don't post them. You get me? So they can coexist. I'm a public figure that lives a very private life. I'm just mindful of which angles I want to share of myself online. And so at the end of the day, I really want to encourage you to work through being seen, because belief system I want you to borrow. Parents, especially parents of teenagers today, sophisticated parents, educated parents, protective parents, they're not going to hire you to coach their teenager just because you have coach in your bio. They want to know, what adult am I handing my baby over to? And your social media is designed to handle those objections. Can I trust this person? Do they sound like they know what they're talking about? Do I feel safe reading their content? Heck, do I even see their face? Do I hear their voice? Do you get me? It makes sense when we think about it in that lens. So once again, this does not mean go and expose your whole entire life to your audience. It's being mindful and intentional of what you want to share so you can build more trust with your audience. This is way before you even grow a new audience. Talk to your friends, your mutual following, and even if you're networking and speaking on stages, alrighty, stages have a place. Bring them back to your Facebook or Instagram. This same rule applies to both Facebook and Instagram. And so that's a lost opportunity for a lot of you that may happen to be a speaker is you've got no nurture back end. Your business stops at the stage. You have no follow-up, you have no back end offers. And once again, the reason why a lot of speakers love my coach model is because we allow you to monetize beyond this stage. Amazing. Now, from here, you're being seen with your content Facebook, you're overcoming your own limiting beliefs around being seen and being private. You're harnessing your audience through your friends' mutual following. If you want to scale that even further, I can certainly support you there. I've taken profiles from 0 followers, 0 engagement, 0 clients to 6 figures. All right. And so if you're already experienced, well, then you have a leg up. All right. But in Sue's case and other examples, other people inside the academy, such as Dr. Carla, literally started from 0 and made 6 figures with me. Even Henry as well, a former tutor. We built everything from scratch. So coming back here, this is what we're doing with Sue. Monetizing, auditing, refining her Facebook profile. She only uses one platform at this stage, all right, with the intent to diversify later. And then everyone goes into, for the most part in this season anyway, everyone goes into her pro bono offer. We diversify on the back end, but when it comes to the front end, it's free coaching. Got nothing to lose and everything to gain. Now, you might be thinking, Lenita, I don't even know how to coach. Don't worry, that's where my certification level comes in. Sue opted into Teen Coach Practitioner certification because she wanted the resources, the scripts, the templates to just give her an extra boost. Even though she was already certified as a coach, she wanted teen-specific resources. So don't worry, we plug them in for you. But remember, don't put too much pressure on yourself. This is free coaching in exchange for a review because we want to build your social proof. And then with the intent to resign, given you execute it correctly and you follow my lead and that person trusts you and you're happy with what you see in pro bono, you then resign them to paid. That is literally it. Simple, but not easy. And so this is how we've taken Sue from literally 0 income, 0 clients to $6,000 in revenue. Now, it was a bit of a slow burn with Sue because we started completely from scratch. So on average, this has been a real intentional pathway. We're building out the systems. We've even plugged in a virtual assistant for Sue, and that's why it's taken a little bit longer because Sue is not the one that actually wants to be on social media. So this is where you also get a choice. You don't have to be the one running your socials. In Sue's case, she was happy to, really surrender her sphere of control and have me build out her systems and plug in a virtual assistant that can help her nurture her audience, find new leads, booking in calls. And Sue focuses now on what she does best, which is talk to her prospects and her clients on coaching calls. Amazing. So we can protect you there if that is what you want for yourself. Some people want to be on social and in the DMs and all that good stuff. The beauty here is you have the option. So in Sue's case, we built out the system, we validated it, we've proved it, and then we turned it up with a virtual assistant. Okay. I basically hired the virtual assistant for Sue. I train the virtual assistant with Sue, and all the systems now Sue owns them. What would that do for your business? What would that do for the impact and income you can make? It all has a place. And so this is not a quick cookie cutter method. Sue has been very patient and trusting my lead on this because now we just continue to refine and repeat. And even though Sue's quite still new in business, she's been able to generate high ticket sales from this. We're normal people, guys. We're normal people. We're not fancy in business. We happen to be educators, teachers, coaches who incredibly love helping people. And we want to make that extra income every single month. So once again, whether you're looking for extra income, side income just to pay the bills, reduce debt, pay for some stuff for the kids, go on holidays, or you want to save your money for a potential exit, you want to leave teaching or your corporate job, there has a place. The beauty here is you have options. Awesome. But don't like put too much pressure on yourself of like, I have to scale to six figures now. That time will come. I've helped people make six figures. I have made and consistently make multiple six figures a year in profit. It is doable. It is realistic. The reality is it just takes time, and it's going to probably take much longer than you anticipate because there's just false expectations out there from gurus that you can make six figures right now. Until I understand where you're sitting with your business model, your sequencing, your experience, and what you already have in place in terms of business assets, until I really, really know that, I can't make a guarantee or promise on when you're going to actually make that money. In fact, I don't even make guarantees. I can only guarantee my work and what I bring and building out this system that is heart-led and genuine with where you're sitting as a teacher, a coach, a speaker, a parent that wants to actually build this either as part-time or full-time income. Amazing. So I mentioned a few things today around what Sue has been implementing. If you want the playbook, great reminder, the link is down below. If you want to have a discussion around what this can look like for your existing business, whether you're new or experienced, you'll also find a link down below to book in a call. No obligations, right? Obligations free. That's a discussion. So don't worry. It's not a sales call. I don't know who you are, or I don't know where you are right now. So I want to have a better understanding of where you're at in business. So there's going to be a few questions that I'll be asking you in order for you to book that call, just so I know where we can be plugging in these systems. You might need all of them, you might need pieces of them, or you might just simply need a conversation around wrapping your head around your own limiting beliefs or resistance around actually doing this. Awesome. I'd love to know what you found most valuable as well, and drop your comments down below and I'll personally reply to them. Other than that, I'll see you around. Enjoy my channel, enjoy the playbook, and kudos and congrats in advance for booking in your call. Talk soon.